What is up, everybody? This is Omega Belmont back again this week with another statue and figure talk. This week I got some pretty awesome figures to talk about. Of course, they're usually pre-ordered, pre-owned, and new figures. But before we get to the pre-ordered figures, I want to ask a question. As usual, we usually try to start out with a question. The question I want to ask this week is, what is, like, the other week, a few weeks back, I talked about what is your favorite companies that you definitely would go buy, and it's a must to go and get that figure from that company. This week will be, what is your least favorite company that, you know what, it comes out with a figure that you kind of want, but at the same time you're just like, it's from this company, it's, you know, maybe not. Maybe I'll hold up on it. The figure that the company that I could think of for me the most would, I think for everybody, would be Griffin. But is it Griffin, or I think that's what they're called. But I've seen figures of that the company. You know, it looks cool. The prototype looks cool, but when the figure comes out, and it's just not even close to what the prototype was. But I think that one's an easy one, so I probably won't go with that one. That one's probably one for everybody. You know, I heard horror stories. For me, it would be probably Play Action Sky. I can't. As cool as they look, I just can't get into them. I don't know. I do have 3 of them up there, but that's before I started really collecting them. So after a while now, I'm just looking at them, and they are expensive. They are 12 inches tall. So if you're talking about comparing to you know, the Sideshow collectibles and things like that, yeah, they're about almost the same size. Maybe I think they're about 12 inches tall, right? About 11 to 12 inches tall. But they just aren't that great looking. I don't know. I can't vibe with them that much. I'm just not a big fan of their anime stuff. They look cool. I mean, I won't. You know, the little kid in me says, "Oh, that's cool looking," but it has to be at least somewhat faithful to the source. But sometimes they take it a little bit too far. But that would be one of mine. The other one would be probably like Diamond Select Toys, mostly their lower tier stuff, like their $30 ones. I have the Supergirl, the animated Supergirl. I was super excited for that one, and it came in, and it just looks really rough, and I couldn't get it with that too. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna leave that there. So those are really the 2 companies. But Player's Card would be the one that I would never buy, because it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why. I can't get to it. They're expensive. They're like $80 to $100. Some of them could be up to $150, and they just don't look that great to me. But I want to hear what people, you know, what other people's companies that, you know, what they tend to avoid. So that would be cool. Like I said, mine's Player's Card. Hopefully you guys have something that I never thought of, a company I never heard of. I want to see that. So pretty cool. So anyways, let's get started here. We should probably actually make this bigger. That would probably be the better idea to that. Let's go a little bit less there. That should be good. So we are going with the pre-orders first, as usual. This time I'm not starting out in Big Bad Toys. I'm actually starting out on MeOnMe.com. I actually saw this one just like yesterday or 2 days ago, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it looks so cool. Too bad I'm not a fan of any of the Fate anime, or I'm not a big fan of Figma, unless it's a character I really like. I can't go with Figma, but I think this looks cool. From what we've seen from right here, we actually could go to view pictures, and you can get a whole stack of pictures that you can see here. From what I've seen, I think he looks super cool. This is what, Gilgamesh, right? Yep, Archer / Gilgamesh. I think that looks cool. He looks cool with the decked out armor. I like this pose right here with him there, and then look at like the little spear kind of deal here. Another face there. Man, that armor just looks kick-ass. And then you can actually take off his armor, and that looks cool. Him without his armor on. So that, to me, it looks friggin' awesome. Let's go back here. And then it does have a price of 7,580 yen. It's actually quite expensive, I think so. Aren't Figmas usually around the 5,000 5,000 to 6,000 yen, so it's about $10 more than original price. So I want to say around $70, which is pretty expensive. But just look at all the stuff you get with him. I mean, he looks super detailed. I like how his stances. I like his armor. To me, that looks just plain fantastic. The only character I really want to get from Figma is Guts. Mostly the Berserk. I think he has the Berserk armor too, and his Black Swordsman armor. I want those two. They do have the Band of the Hawk one, but I could go with that one too. It'd just be cool to collect them all. So, but they are expensive. Anyways, this does have a release date of December 2016, so you got a few days, or more than a few days. You got quite a few months to go before you could buy this. But like I said, if you're a big fan of Figma and any of the Fates anime, I suggest you get this. I think this looks fantastic. Then we are moving on to AmiAmi.com as usual. This one just popped up for pre-order from like a few days ago too. This is from Hedge, I think you want to say, Technical Statue. This is Prison School. This is Hana, who's one of the main one of, and I don't want to say main characters, but one of the supporting characters from Prison School, which is my favorite character because she knows karate. I think she's a black belt in karate or something like that. So if you haven't seen Prison School, I suggest you go watch it. It's funny. It's not a anime you would probably watch with people around you, and mostly with kids. There's a lot of nudity in there too, so, and a lot of well, you should say there's not a lot of nudity. Well, I haven't seen the Blu-ray version. I only seen the was it? What's it? It was on Crunchyroll. Funimation. I only seen that one, so it had a lot of black bars and things like that. It cut out a lot of stuff. But anyways, this is from Edge Technical Statue. I do have was it Rico? I forgot, Miko. I can't remember what's her name again. She's actually on the bottom here. You probably could find her if they have her, right? No, they do not have her. But anyways, these the figures are pretty cool. The statues are pretty cool. They are somewhat detailed. I think this one comes close to the character. She looks, maybe because she's have a different facial expression, it looks a little bit different from the character, but it looks similarly close. She is, look at, if you can tell, she's kind of actually losing her clothes. It's kind of funny. I mean, it's a wonderful anime. I watching it, it's kind of cringeworthy at the same time, but I thought it was funny. I like the anime. Go watch it. If you have a Funimation account, I suggest you go watch it. So we're going to take a look at some of the pictures here. Like I said, it's a really risque looking figure. It's something you probably wouldn't. It's harder to display, like mines or anything like that. It's tough. Every time I have kids come, it's like, oh, I have to put them away and stuff like that. So I also have to find it. Ooh, that looks rough. But the hedge statues are usually pretty decent, so I can't go wrong with that. I have this one pre-ordered, so I'm super excited for that. It does come at 12,600 yen, which is about 120 bucks, 100. I want to say 120, maybe 119, 118 dollars. Pretty good price there. But they're pretty. I think she's like 11 inches tall or something like that. So, and then it does come out in October. October is it's a busy month for a lot of figures. A lot of figures are coming out in that October, August, September route. August, September, October, and November. In that 4 period of months, it's a tough time. So there's gonna be a lot of canceling, a lot of pre-order. We'll see how that goes. But I'm super excited for it. And the last one from the pre-orders is, I couldn't find this one on AmiAmi.com. I did see it the other day, but I might have to go do a little bit more searching and might be able to find it. But you can pre-order this one from Big Bad Toy Store. You have from Good Smile Company. Of course, I do have the Saitama one sitting right there. I don't think, oh, you can't see it. But I do have the other Saitama one. This one is Genos from One Punch. This is his students, I should say. The robot guy, who's actually the flashiest character in the anime, but he's not that strong. He's decent. He's like S class, but I feel like he's like the lower tier S class. Maybe he gets stronger later on. I gotta ask my brother that, but he's supposed to be he's the flashiest, so he's cool. And I do like, look at all the stuff he has. Okay, so we have this normal stance that he has here. And then we have his firing stance where he uses his flames, or he shoots like little, like giant flames from his arms. Of course, he is an android, so. And then we got him being just messed up, and he does that a lot in the anime or in the manga. He gets pretty much beaten up, and then he got his students. He does this a lot. He cleans the house. He gives his money to Saitama and things like that to be Saitama's student. So it's funny, but I'm totally loving it. I might have to buy it and make him dress up like this, just because I had my Saitama has the little grocery bag that he carries. Maybe this one kind of fits in that way too. So I like it. It does have a release date of next year, January of next year. No pinpoint date yet, so it's in between. It's just in January, with the cost of $47.99. So $47.99. Pretty cool. I'm excited for this one. I usually don't buy any of the Nendroids. I'm just not a big fan of them, and you know what? If they make a character that I like, I will totally buy it. They are getting a Drake one. That's probably what I should try to find. They're making a Drake from Nathan Drake from Uncharted. I saw it. I'm totally in love with it. I need it. Maybe my next week's episode I'll try to figure it out and I'll talk about it. But I totally forgot about that one, so I'm super excited for that. And then that is pretty much it for the pre-orders. We are going to go to the new releases. Not much of the new releases. I didn't get to see much. I actually took a while to figure it out, but I actually went with just 2. I could probably go a little bit more. I usually try to do 2 anyways, but this week is a little bit rough. So I actually just had 1, but I saw one while I was digging, and it will be this next one here that I decided to, you know what, take a look at, because I just watched a documentary about something. So anyways, this is from AmiaMe.com. You go and check this out. It's actually on the front page if you go right now. This is from the Dragon Ball's Gale line, Mega House. This is Bulma Army version. So this is from the Dragon Ball, of course. This is the Dragon Ball Gale's line is a little bit different from they're close to the source, but they kind of changed them around. Of course, there's a few things you can see in this figure that they changed from Bulma, and I won't name it, but it looks cool. I don't think I have this one. Do I have this one? I don't think I have this one pre-ordered. I might just have to buy it, but we'll see what happens. But it looks cool. I'm a big fan of that. It does cost 7,890 yen, and of course, it is released today or this week. So let's go take a look at some pictures here. Pictures. So we got the front there, side. Of course, she's holding a gun, a submachine gun there. You can see the little sword there on her leg. So it's different shots for that. It looks pretty cool. So, and then we are moving on to Big Bad Toy Store again. We always flop back between them. This one, I had to go with this one. I'm a big fan of Penny Hardaway, Anthony Penny Hardaway. I'm a big fan of Penny Hardaway. I've always been a big fan of him. Back then, and I saw this one. I'm like, whoa, man, that's cool. And I just watched the documentary it's like Magic or something like that on Netflix. You can just look it up. And I watched that and I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot how cool Penny Hardaway was. And you know what? They're making Enterbay is making a figure for him, or action figure for him. So that looks pretty cool. These are pretty expensive. They're about $250 or $300, but they do come with some pretty cool stuff. So we're gonna take a quick picture here of him in his home court Penny Hardaway costume, or his uniform. And you got the away. You got a close-up picture here, and that looks cool. It just looks like little. Back then he had a commercial for Nike of little Penny, and it's like a little doll that talks. That would have been pretty cool if they had it like this. You know, that would be pretty cool. Like if it was like a little accessory on the side of there, that would have been cool. Then from here you can see that him in both uniforms here, and then different hands and different shoes. So that's pretty cool. I like that. But it does come with a big hefty price, $300. So it's pretty big, but they are 12 inches tall, so I'm super excited for that. I probably won't buy it, but like I said, I just want to give a shout out to Penny Hardaway, because I was watching that and I brought back memories of watching Penny Hardaway back then. So Enterbay does have some pretty cool stuff. They do a lot of sports stuff, but they do have this Bruce Lee one that I want to get. I just want to show you guys that. But anyways, so I gotta go back here again. get to back here. Okay, so that is it for the new releases. Not much came out this week. I didn't get a chance to look. I should have probably moved this to a Friday because it makes better sense, because that's the end of the week, or maybe like a Saturday, probably been a better day. But I kind of wanted this in the middle of the day, just because I like it in the middle of the weekend, the week. So it should probably be on Saturday, because it makes it easier to filter out a lot of things, because all of the new stuff just came in. You can do that instead of, you know, half the new stuff come out this week that I have to talk about, and then next week I have to talk about the second half of the week, and then a little bit of that week too. So maybe I'll put that in, you know, on my as a note. Maybe I'll move it to Saturday. We'll see how that goes. Then we are moving on to the pre-owned sections. This is from amiami.com and Mendoreke, and like I said, those are two favorite places to go if you're looking to start up into statue and figure collecting. I would definitely check out those two sites. amiami.com has really good prices, while Mandrake has pretty good prices too, but they have more of a lot of the rarer figures and statues that you might find. It's freaking awesome. You'll get some pretty cool stuff. So I would check there every day, and you might find something you like, or a character you like that you didn't know that they made, or like a rare figure. It might cost you an arm and a leg, but I think that's okay. You'll pay for it. Us collectors will probably pay for it. So let's get to amiami.com. The first one is from Fate Unlimited Codes. Is this from the game? I think that's what it is. But I decided to take a look at this one because I like the stance of Saber here. Like I said, I don't know anything about any of the Fate anime. I played like one game, and that's pretty much it. I've seen a little bit of the Fate Stay Night, or I don't remember what's it called. The anime, it was like 2 or 3 episodes. I watched only a little bit of that, but a lot of people tend to like the Fate series. And they're like Saber. I mean, Saber has a ton of figures everywhere. I mean, every week is like, oh, we got this Saber for pre-ordered. Oh, the Saber just came out. It's all over the place. So I decided to, you know what, jump on that train and show you guys some of this stuff here. But this one is pretty cool. From Fate Unlimited Codes, Saber Lily, and it's a 1/7 scale with a box of B and an item of B with a price of 7,000 yen, 7,180 yen. There's actually 2 of them. They have 2 of them in stock. So you just click on the side here and you'll get it. It takes you to different ones. So they're both probably B and B. So, but I think she looks cool. I like the stance. She's probably going to take up a lot of space. She's probably going to be about what, 10 inches tall, 1/7 scale. I'm just giving a rough estimate. Probably around. I want to say maybe around 8 to 9 inches tall, but her sword does kind of fling up a bit, so she gives her a little bit more size than that. So I think she's gonna look cool. If you're a big fan of the Fate series or Saber, I suggest you pick this up. It looks cool. And then this one is probably on my mind the whole time, because I was like, I want to buy it, I want to talk about it, I want to buy it, and I want to talk about it. This is from Imka from Valkyria Chronicles 3, the PSP game, fortunately. This is from Mokori, I think that's how you say it, Plus. This looks freaking awesome. I'm always into the Valkyria Chronicles figure line or characters. I don't know much about 3, so unfortunately I don't know anything, but it looks cool. I mean, she looks cool. She got some big old sword. She's actually just a small base here, and then she's actually standing on the ground itself, so that looks pretty awesome. I've seen this figure for the longest time, and I kind of want to buy it, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe this one will be bought up, but there is 2 of them. So this is about 6,980 yen, about $65 or so. So plus shipping. Remember, shipping with EMS is higher. The yen is also rising a bit, so it's probably really more expensive now. But EMS has gone up. You might have to go to sell or something like that. So we'll see where we'll go with that. So. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm a big fan of that. I want to do some pictures here. We'll just roll down. We could actually probably just click on it, and then it would have just hit right, and then it'll flip us through. But anyways, we'll do a scroll. Yeah, I think that looks cool. And I also said that I'm a big fan of big weapons, and she got a big old weapon. Yeah, and an awesome stance there too. Awesome stance. And you can tell it looks a little bit rough. I'm not gonna say it's not altered or anything, so I'm not gonna downplay it, but I think it still looks cool. It looks nearly detailed. I like the small little details here that you can see here, like even here where she can hold, like almost like a sword, like with the handle. You can see that it's almost like wrapped up. That looks cool. But anyways, like I said, it's a figure that I'm bouncing in between to get. There is, if you go to Tokyo Otaku mode, I think that's what the site is called. There's 2 figures with the Valkyrie from that series. I don't remember what it's called. So just type down Valkyria Chronicles and you'll see it. You get this one, and then the other one from the same company, and then you get a bunch of like garage kits that are pretty much painted. You just have to put them together. So pretty awesome stuff. That's all I want to talk about with this one. I'm a big fan of this. I want to get it. Now we are moving on to Mandarake. I got 2 pretty awesome statues from Mandarake, and they're both from Metal Gear Solid. So the first one up is from Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. This is from Gecko. If you've seen my Gecko Raiden, that's actually one the Raiden from Metal Gear Rising. This one is from Ground Zeroes, the little demo that we got to play on the PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and was it PC too? I'm pretty sure it's PC. And this one's a little bit different from that one. This one, he doesn't have a sword. I don't think he has a sword. We're going to look at some pictures here. I think he just has a gun and a bazooka, and this is what they call the white version. So I don't know if they have like the gray or whatever bluish color version. Maybe they do. But Gecko makes awesome statues. I have 2 of them so far, and if I have enough funds to buy this one, I would definitely buy it. I would suggest you guys go buy it. It looks cool. I'm gonna actually put this on my bookmark because I need it for something. But like I said, it's 14,000 yen, about $135. I think when this first came out, I think it sat around $200 something. It is 12 inches tall. It's probably going to be a little bit higher because he has his gun kind of pointed up this way, so you can see it going a little bit about 12 and a half maybe. It looks cool. The Gecko stuff are usually really detailed. If you try to buy the Metal Gear Rising one, it's like $300. If you try to buy the Guts one, it's like $800. So this one probably isn't as cool as the other one, but you know what? It's Raiden. Raiden looks cool. My cousin named his kid Raiden. Her kid Raiden. And yeah. Okay, so we are moving on to a different character. This is from Edge. Men's Edge. Is there a difference between that? Men's Edge is like the men's version of Edge technical statues. I think that's what it is. I don't think I have much from them except for a few characters. I still haven't put that one up. I actually had to render it, put a review. I did the review. I need to render it and then put it up after I put this one out. So this is Venom Snake from Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. This one looks a little bit weird. It doesn't look as cool as the Ground Zeroes one from Gecko, which to me, like I said, it looks cool. Too bad it's Ground Zeroes, but this one looks pretty decent. I mean, I did have this one pre-ordered, and I decided to drop him at the end of the day because it was kind of piling up on me. But the coolest part is, you can see from this picture here, is the fact that it does come with the little chicken head that you get, the little chicken mask that you can wear. It's supposed to it's supposed to make you invisible or something, or scare people. I don't remember what it was, but if you get that, you pretty much can walk through the whole game without much trouble. And it looks cool. I think he looks pretty decent. It is pretty cheaper. It's a little bit cheaper than the Gecko ones. The Gecko ones are about 12 inches tall. These are about 9.5 inches tall. So 9,000 yen, coming from a Men's Edge technical, or I'm just gonna call it Hedge technical statue. Like I said, it looks cool. I mean, if you're a big fan of Metal Gear Solid 5 or Metal Gear Solid series, there's not much statues for him for Snake, so maybe pick this one up. And I still have to finish Metal Gear Solid. So and Edge always comes with really cool boxes. I like their boxes. Some of the best boxes you can put in. The figures are a very hit or miss kind of deal, so you kind of have to be careful with that also. But anyways, that is it for this week. Just like I said in the beginning, the question of the week was, what company do you guys avoid when you guys are looking for figures and things like that? So mine was, what was it, PlayArts Kai, or the Square Enix. I tend to avoid them. because I'm not a big fan of how they look, and they are pretty pricey. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this week's statue and figure talk, and I'll see everybody next week for some more statue and figure talks. This is Omega Belmont. Peace out.